So good morning, everyone. So I'll be discussing about, how to create a database and how we're supposed to perform DDL, DML queries on the database and how the interaction would happen from the Python to MySQL, how the MySQL database is going to store the backend data. So firstly, on the MySQL, being a database administrator is going to work on it. Being a software engineer, you won't be come over here. Just we have to be cross-verify because the same system Python is available and the same system MySQL is available. Therefore, we are able to see over here. Firstly, let me show what database is already created. So we have these many databases. Let's yeah. So there is a Act database. There is a August, October 2024 database. There is this database implicit. This is implicit database. This is implicit database. This is explicitly I created. This is also implicit database. So you must know a structured query language in order to create any operations based on the MySQL, isn't it? So we should not come here. We have to be work through the Python, work through the integrated development environment. Let us switch with Python, right? So here we are. Now, quickly, I'll be just create one package for you, one particular directory. That's a MySQL, where MySQL is having, I'm going to create, there is a first program is called, create database. Create database. See, firstly, before going to work with the Python, we have to install two important packages. Can you quickly go to settings? You just go to here. Just try to be search for the MySQL hyphen connector. MySQL connector. I hope you are seeing here. This particular package need to be installed. This particular package need to be installed. These need to be installed over here so that they will be act as the drivers to communicate between Python and as well as MySQL. Project. Right. Next is that. Yeah. So both the things I have installed. Click OK. That will be indexed accordingly. Go to settings, click on it, go to project, click on plus, then search over here. MySQL connector Python. It's completed. Why you are taking that much time? Are you not following me? Huh? చెప్పేటప్పుడు ఏమి తల ఎక్కడ పెట్టుకుంటారు మీరు? ఫస్ట్ టైం పైచామ్ని చూస్తున్నారు పోనీ. ఓవర్. ఏమైంది ఆశ? అయిపోయిందా? Is that completed? Okay. Just import the mysql.connector in the program. See, we want a query here. We want a query here that the query is user defined, where within the double quotation we have to write there is a query is SQL query create database. Database name is something called as actor ds act October 2024 database. This is the database I wanted to create over here. I want to create this database. I think this database might not be exist over here. Check once. I think it is there, but October 2004 database is there. Now I'm creating October, or else you can create a act student database. This is the database I wanted to create. After creating a query, now here I wanted to create a connection is the object where MySQL dot connector dot connect. This is the method which will be allow you to create a connection between the Python and MySQL, where there are three parameters are going to pass. The host is the parameter, which is an attribute. The value will be localhost. Why it is localhost? Because the MySQL and Python will be located in the same system. If the MySQL located in the remote system, their IP address will be specified over here. Okay. Right. Next is that user. The user is nothing but MySQL admin. Who is the admin? For my system, root is the admin. For you also the same thing. Okay. Then the password is equal to MySQL is for my system. For your system, what password you have created, that's your wish to understand. Password is for my system MySQL. Okay. So once it is done, the next line is that we have to create a cursor. Cursor is basically used to provide the buffer which makes the availability of the data globally and as well as concurrently accessible. That's a possibility when you create a cursor. Cursor is equal to, isn't it? So connection the cursor. You see, there is a built-in method called as a cursor. This cursor enable to access data globally or concurrently. For that, cursor is mandatory. Now, after cursor is created, we are going to execute cursor.execute. There is a query called as, there is a method is called as an execute. Execute is a built-in method for which we have to pass the query. What is the query we want to execute? We want to create a database now. Okay. Once the execution is done, then we have to connection.commit is the method. Commit is the built-in method. We have to commit it such a way that that database is getting created because of DDL method. Once the commit is done, obviously that database would be created. For your confirmation, you write a print statement that database created successfully. Clear? So once the confirmation is done, we have to be explicitly close the connection between the Python and MySQL. These lines will be make us to be create a database in the in this particular MySQL. So far there is no database. Let's once execute. I'm executing now. Database is created. Let's go back. Here you search again, show databases. I hope you have seen that there is a database is created here. Can you quickly execute? Completed.